Welcome to AccaPod, where voices connect, harmonies tell a story. This is Esdras Bidondo, and I'll be your host for this podcast.
This is me, Patrick, the hype man.
And this is Teko, the brainiac of the podcast.
And this is Mama Benz, the people's person.
This is your girl Cavs, the smooth operator.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our social media platforms.
So today's topic is quite interesting. It's very spicy, and the topic is, what does acapella mean to us?
Here we go. The question, as mentioned by my co-host, how important, or rather, how much does acapella truly matter in our lives today? I'd like to, please, take it away.
I'll first like to start off with what acapella is. So acapella is a Latin word basically meaning the manner of the chapel. So in the 4th and 5th century, people in church didn't want to use instruments because they felt as if the instruments are of worldly use and pleasure. So they preferred to use their natural God-given talents. So yeah, so that's
Oh wow, no, yeah, that's really good that you actually bring the history aspect in music. Of course, we're talking about acapella, so we want to see without it, how rather with it, how important is it, and without it, how important is it as well? I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm definitely giving the answer from the people's perspective.
Yeah.
What we like to hear, honestly, has to be what sounds good, and not only what sounds good, what makes us feel something. So with acapella, the instruments aren't really the focus, but if you could bring an element of an instrument through your vocal cords, you can strike a feeling, a little nostalgia in the heart, a little something, with or without the instruments, we are definitely for acapella, but it depends on what mood I'm in. If I'm in a somber mood, I would really like something less instrumental, more mellow. But if I'm ready for praise and worship, put in what needs to be put in. Yes.
Nice. Thank you for that one. You know, Patrick, I was actually thinking, she touched on how mellow the music is, you know, when it's acapella and everything. So now my question is to you, Nakeva, or Kevs in this case, in as much as acapella is truly unique, or rather, what makes it unique? Or is it simply something that we romanticize?
Well, it depends. One thing I'd like to put out there is the fact that there are categories to our acapella music, because not all acapella is the same. Like we mentioned how others use instruments, others do not use instruments, others use the man-made instruments, and others use their natural instruments like beatboxing and the likes. So it just depends on the type and the message that's being put across. Because like Mama Benz just mentioned here, that depending on the mood, if it's mellow, let it be mellow. Let the word, let the message of the song really sit and get to you. But if we're in the mood of praise and worship, let us praise, let us put those instruments, but also let us mind the way we put those instruments, because if it becomes too loud, it becomes too distracting. And then at the end of the day, we lose the focus of the message and what acapella really means to us.
All right, just to add to that whole ordeal, it makes me wonder, okay, in terms of acapella as the word, it means singing or making music with your words, right? So now let's look at that aspect. Imagine a singing group, okay? Singing group, all the voices are represented, bass, soprano, alto, yes, everything is there. But now in terms of the essence of acapella, is it removed when you add the instrumental? When you sing as a group and there's like a small piano playing in the background, but all the voices are represented as you're singing to that instrumental. So is the essence of the acapella removed when that happens?
Well, the message is not removed, like I alluded earlier. It just depends on how much of it is put in. So if that beat is too much, like too disruptive. You know, there are events where we won't mention anything.
Mm.
This is a safe space, this is a safe corner, this is a safe podcast.
No, it is a safe space.
Yeah. So if the instruments are being too loud to the fact that, I mean, to the extent that now the a cappella singers are competing with the instrument, it just sounds also chaotic. Like it should just be that background effect that just smoothens everything, not the overshadowing thing whereby you're just hearing the instrument and less of the message.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask Mrs. Benz, Mama Benz, over here. In context of her answer, what do you think is the true meaning of singing a cappella? To give you more context to the question, she mentioned that when there's an instrumental, basically, it can be overpowering, it can be chaotic. So now we know the individuals in our church that rely on those instrumentals. They rely on it a lot. So now, if you find yourself to be that person that relies on the instrumental, does it mean that you aren't actually an a cappella singer? Like you're not that great. If you can't sing without an instrumental, that means you kind of suck. Is that what we're trying to say also?
Why are you putting the people's person on the spot like that? I will say what the people feel. Acapella, like Tempo, literally explained, it is your vocal cords doing what needs to be done. So when you add instrumentals, it kind of takes away from that element of you basically showcasing what your vocal cords can do, because you can literally make beats, harmonies, synchronize everything with just your voices. So I think from like the people's perspective, we enjoy when there are no instrumentals. Like we appreciate them, but we would really
balancing. So okay, so we're coming to you now. She mentioned beatboxing. Hey, it's a serious concept. Yeah? So now, in terms of a cappella, in your opinion, don't focus on what other people say about it. In your opinion, when people beatbox on stage, there's some elders in our church that when they hear the beatboxing, they're like but then the youth are like, no, it's still what? It's still a cappella,
and that's what we like.
Exactly. When the business starts doing people start, and then exactly. So in your opinion, do you think that beatboxing is a cappella or not, and does it belong in the church or not?
Actually beatboxing is a cappella because it's from your vocal cords, doom, doom, doom. Yes. Yeah. For me personally, I'll say that the beatboxing I actually love it when I hear doom, doom, doom. Yeah. So for the youth, I feel like the youth enjoy that, right? So, but like it's wrong because the church is actually trying to paint a picture of the world. If you get what I mean. We are trying to say, because the youth out there like this certain thing, let's bring it in the church to attract, but that's wrong. We are supposed to, to keep our values and to keep what we believe in when it comes to music and stuff. That's why the elders get angry, because back in the day, there was no such thing as doom. So for me personally, in my opinion, I enjoy the beatboxing. The elders, they don't, but for the youth we enjoy it, so yeah.
Okay, interesting. So now my question is now to the main guy, Mr. Esdras.
Talk to me, my guy.
So my question is, in terms of what she mentioned, beatboxing has its controversy and other things as well. People say this and that, a cappella or this part of a cappella isn't great, it's not supposed to be in the church, whatever. But in your opinion, with everything that we discussed, everything considered, the beatboxing in the acapella and all the controversy, was there ever a time where you felt like these things that are against, SDA principles or against how the elders feel, has there ever been a time where you felt like this type of music has not brought you closer to God, or it moved you further from God because there's a beatbox, because someone's you're moving from God, basically, instead of between us?
It's a bit of a gray area if you think about it. But one thing I want to say is, the more of it, the less the essence of it. Am I making sense? I mean, like she mentioned, we do like it, yes. And unfortunately, it's a foreign concept that we bring into the church. But if I would have a song without the beat, as mellow as it can possibly be, trust me, Kevs is going to repent it. You know what I'm saying? And in as much as we try to run away from it and we try to make it a norm, and we always try to go against the elders, you know, because we always think they're old school or out of fashion or whatever. Exactly, old time religion. But the fact of the matter is, give me something mellow in church, and it will definitely bring me closer to God. It's at its essence. Without the beatbox, I'm still going to meet my Jesus. You get what I'm saying? You know what? Actually, now that you have given me the platform, my question actually goes to you, Kevs. Not because I'm closer. Yeah.
Okay.
The question is it harder to sing a cappella? In other words, in the absence of instrumentals and so forth, does it make your job as a musician, as an artist in church, does it make it harder when you sing a cappella?
All right. That's a very good question. Well, I believe acapella is the voice, the vocal cords. So singing without instrumentals is easier and better because it actually helps you and sharpens your vocals. Because if you sing with instrumentals, then you'll be dependent on instrumentals. Because I've observed there. Okay, it's a safe space.
Yes,
so
please.
I'm a smooth operator, so I can smoothen my way out of this. Don't hold me accountable. Anyway, as I was saying, you'll find that there are people who are dependent on instrumentals to an extent that if they ever sing for you without an instrumental, you ask yourself, okay, my brother. Not really. Like you become so dependent on instrumentals that on your own you cannot stand. Yet you want to say, no, I'm a singer, an acapella singer, but can you sing without those instrumentals? So without the instrumentals, I feel like there's room for improvement because you can really hear yourself and you know where to improve. But then with the instrumentals, every blunder will be hidden by the instrument.
By the bass guitar.
You know, on that point, I actually do want to take the same question on to Patrick over there. As a basser, I mean, standing, representing all those that love the lower octaves, without an instrumental backing you up, do you think you're praising God to the fullest extent?
Without an instrumental.
Without an instrumental.
Okay, I think I have many layers to this answer, but in my personal opinion, I prefer singing without an instrumental. Because when I sing bass, I need to hear myself. Because the piano has also that bass, bass line. So sometimes I even say, why sing if the piano is already covered?
It's covering all of
that
us.
means I'm Zulaing.
Zulaing
notes. That's the point. But ultimately, looking at it, I think it's actually better. Ultimately, as a whole, that when there's no instrumental, the impact is different. And when you listen, not just to bass, but to all the voices come together, which is harmony. In case you didn't know, when all the voices come together, they blend. Okay, some groups don't blend. Cough. But, but I won't go there. But yes, when the groups blend, all the voices blend together, the impact is now more. When there's an instrumental, it feels like, okay, now it's like it's giving another church. I won't mention the name. I won't mention the name. So I think ultimately, without instrumentals, generally, I think that's like in terms of impact, spiritual impact. That's the way to go.
Right. Okay, so I mean, you did touch a lot of important points. However, we are looking at the African context. We think that the instrumental being brought into church takes us away from the essence of music. But the reality is, in places like Brazil, in Portugal, you find a drum set, a bass guitar in the SDA church, and it's a reality. And I think it has a lot to do with our culture and where we come from. But now the question is, having given the views that we have given now. Mama Benz,
Yes.
this question is gonna be it's a bit risky. It's a little controversial.
Why is it always me?
It has to be you. You're speaking for the people. Yeah. So the question is, if we had a drum line, a drum set in church, and I'm not saying the Brazilian like I mentioned now, in our current actual churches right now, Central SDA Church, if they had a drum set, would it bring you any closer to God?
No. I'm sorry. I'm the people's person. I say what we're feeling as a whole, but no. I think my response is based off how I got to Adventism, you know. I wasn't born an Adventist. It was introduced to me when I was like 13. I think I was in grade 7 by then. I went to a Pathfinder camp, and you know, this whole SDA thing was very new to me. People go to church on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But at the camp, the kids sang, and they sang in different voices. It was the first time me hearing this thing, and you know, I was in awe. Then the following Sabbath, they made us sing at church, like, you know, after the classes and whatnot. And every Sabbath when I kept on going, I was, you know, they would pull me closer to listen to what they were doing. And eventually I fell in love with the whole acapella genre. I started looking into it. I finally chose not to become an Adventist from then. And every time I listened to the songs I listened or I found out about, like, I think it's now 12 years that I'm an Adventist. I get this nostalgia, like this feeling of this is home. Because when I listen to them, the Shower Powers, the No Limits, you know, those guys back then when they were booming, I felt like this is what has been missing in my life. So even when I listen to these songs today, I'm taken back to when I found Jesus, when I found God, when I found the church that really spoke to me. So I personally, and I'm sorry people, I wouldn't find God, or I wouldn't be drawn closer to Him if the drums and no. We can forgive the beatboxing, but the drums. That's where we draw the line. We draw it here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I actually have a question in that regard. Like you mentioned something. I'll even go to you. They made you guys sing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one is So now I actually thought of the difference between a gift from God or a talent. Like there are people that sing.
No, true.
The people that sing.
We're laughing now.
When you listen to them sing, you're like, okay, how did you end up on stage? My sister, my brother. And there are those that when they sing, they're like, how is that even possible? So this question is going to be directed to the whole line from Seko, going to Mama Benz, to Mrs. Camps, to the main host, the main guy, just waiting for us at the end there. So I'll repeat the question. What is the difference between a gift from God and a talent?
Okay. I have been actually waiting for this question my whole life. Okay, so like a gift from God. You know, when someone opens their mouth to sing, you can hear these vocal cords were made with the person when God was creating. You can hear. And then a talent is like, you know, something that you have it, but then you have to learn it. For example, me, I'm not a natural singer, let me say. I was taught, or I was identified, and then I was brought in. I started singing. So when I started singing, I sang apparently baraton. I used to.
Whoever told you that one, not make sure.
I know it's not make sure. You know, the thing is that I never used to sing. You know, I draw me near. I used to talk. So the person was like, she sings baraton, and then again, alto. I used to talk until somebody said, no, hit the note. And I hit the note. And they were like, yes, you sing soprano. That was when I discovered that I sing soprano. So a talent, like I said, it's something that you discover and God given. You are born with it. I do want to mention this. I know a few people that when they sing for you, Chwana,
You even want to repent. You even feel like,
Oh,
whereby you are at the gates of heaven, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so just to summarize, you basically had to work hard. You
Yeah.
had to put in hard work
Yeah.
for it to be considered a talent.
yeah.
I'm still putting in the work.
Still putting in the
Still
work.
putting in
Work in progress.
Yeah.
So Mama Benz, in your opinion, the difference between a gift and a talent.
The people's person must speak. So I don't want to get too biblical on you guys, but I like that you differentiated them with the terms talent and gift. When we look into the Bible, we see that there's the parable of the talents. They're given talents,
Yeah.
and then some chose to hide them, others chose to multiply. So it goes along with what Teko was saying. Like, talent is something you're given, but you need to work to groom, to grow it, kind of, that kind of thing, yeah? So I believe we can all sing to a certain degree, but it needs to be groomed, you know, to that kind. But the gift, like you said, there are some people that when they sing during a sermon,
Yeah.
just the kind of,
Yeah.
yes, I have, and I didn't even know this kind of things existed till I became an Adventist. I was like, but here we were praising Beyonce or Mariah Carey when she hits the notes. But there are notes that you even start questioning them. Do I really want to stay on this earth when there's heaven?
Yes, girl.
I touched the nerve there.
It's a serious point.
Well,
Coming to you, Kes.
exactly, like I share the same sentiments with Mama Benz here, because, however, I'd like to say that a talent and a gift, if you look at them fast, you look at them fast, they are more or less the same. Yeah, because they are both given.
Yeah.
God gives the talent, He also gives a gift. Or you can get a gift from someone. But in this case, they are both given from God. There's a gift and then there's a talent. However, with a gift is just a gift. I feel like a gift is more natural. Like she said, the people who just open their mouths and, you know, they they don't even have to try. The person is not putting in efforts. Like, you can see that there's something here that, like, that's a gift. However, with a talent, like the parable that she just made reference of, I also wanted to make reference of it. So I'm citing her and citing the Bible. yeah. So like the talent, a talent is one thing that we have to like build on and work on. It's a work in progress. Unlike a gift that's already there, a talent has to be built. You know, you build on your talent. Otherwise, like the parable, your talent might be taken away, or it might just be there. You know, there are people who've been singing for 10 years, but you don't see the improvement. Like, you're like, for you, Ne, from the time you started singing, you should be at a different level.
Dangerous.
But
So now the question now comes to mind before others answer. For those people that are singing for 10 years and nothing is happening.
What are you trying to say about
So like that means it's both. You said it's both given to God.
Yeah.
Right? God gives it to you. But it's talent. It's a gift. Sharp. So that person who sang for 10 years.
Yeah.
So you got none. You didn't get a gift. You didn't get a talent.
So
What are you trying to say?
Okay, I was getting there. It's a talent, yeah, but maybe the person is not really putting in the work. Or maybe, okay, in other cases, we'll see that there are people who sing for the wrong reason. Yeah. I don't know why I keep, but so there are people who sing for the wrong reasons. And obviously God won't improve your vocals or elevate you to a next level if you are singing for the wrong reasons. And remember, there's a saying that says how you get something is how you're going to keep it. So how you are getting that you're singing or whatever, it should really say a lot. So the motive behind the singing, you know, sometimes God can decide, no, if I really elevate this person to the level that they're supposed to be, it's going to chase the sisters away from church, or it's gonna, you know, it's gonna cause chaos. So maybe God also decides to just keep you where you are for the safety of the sisters in church.
You know, I'll actually come back to that. I'll let Esdras answer because I have a follow-up question again. But in your opinion, what is the difference between a gift and a talent.
Ooh, I hate the fact that I have to go last because everything was already
It's
mentioned.
covered.
The Bible was cited. Yeah. I even thought maybe you can give me something. No.
Somebody look at your phone.
I was looking. No, I was looking. I won't lie. But I'll basically just summarize what the ladies have already mentioned. I mean, yes, they're both given, and if anything, it's the same comparison we make between Ronaldo and Messi, right? We all know they are good with the ball on their feet, right? And we all know that when it's their moment to shine, they both shine. But I'm sorry, every time Messi is on the pitch, guys, that guy does something unbelievable.
Calm down.
Please, okay.
Oh yeah. No, but
You're getting me. Calm down.
I'm sorry. Let's bring it back
Yeah,
home.
come
Let's
back.
bring it back home. There is the essence of the gift itself. Is one that comes without effort, without forcing it. You go to bed and you wake up and you know your throat hurts, but even when you open your mouth, still somebody gets moved. Do you understand what I'm saying? If anything, when you're singing with angels backing you up. I don't know if I'm. You understand? And I just think that's basically how it is. Each and every time somebody with the actual gift has to put themselves in front of the church and sing one hymnal or one stanza, we are moved. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, yes, the same can be achieved by someone with a talent. Please don't get me wrong. It can be achieved by somebody with a talent, but like Oakley said, 10 years go by, and if you're not putting in the work, grinding day and night for that to be achieved, I mean, you're not gonna get it. It's not going to work. But at the end of the day, it goes both ways. Let's not. I don't know. I really don't want to be mean.
I think it's too late for that. But my question is now coming to Teko now. He mentioned the angels backing you. The angels will back you on stage. Now it makes me wonder, Teko, have you ever prayed every time you sing? Before singing, going on stage, do you pray to say, God, when I go up there, please let me sing for the right reasons. Let me sing with a clean heart. And even though I may not be clean standing up here, please help me be humble enough to administer to these people. Do you ever find yourself in that situation? And do you think other singers do that?
For me personally, there's one thing I fear the most. I fear to glorify myself. So I remember there was a time in higher praise where we had that thing where we had to each and every one of us had to like
the relays.
We had to say what we do before. So for me, I always keep a prayer in my heart to say, let me speak through me. Let me not speak to somebody So for me personally, I feel like I'm not diverting, but I'm just saying that when people go on stage, right? I have this thing. When someone is singing, I stop listening to the person. I can tell this person is singing to be singing. It's like if the person has the voice, the person can sing, the person hits the notes, but then you just feel like this person is not balancing. even the movements when they are going down, they just say, you want to be seen.
Sometimes even the dressing.
And then there are also, and then there are people that this person is in front of you, right? In our church we have adventurers and pathfinders. They are still shy, they are scared. But when these kids, they are still pure. When they sing, you can hear that no man.
It's from the heart.
The person is drawing me nearer. So I feel like there are some singers that they just want to say good thing. I'm just gonna say this in my mother tongue. They are going to see me today. Today somebody in that club is going to say, Teko, yes, you hit the note. Okay. And then there are some of us that are like, once we are dancing, we just go on the stage and we will sing. We don't want anybody to tell us anything because we sing to glorify the Lord. So yeah.
Okay, so Mama Benz, I have a question for you. In terms of the people's person.
Yes.
In terms of how the singers portray themselves on stage,
what do you think is the most common issue, like as singers? Is it dressing? Is it, sometimes it's even the lady's hair, or sometimes it's even the riffs and the runs. Someone goes there and the runs, they're too much. The whole time, but what do you think is like the most?
No, really.
Yeah. Sometimes you listen to a person and like, okay, you're kind of showing off. But at the same time, is it really if you're doing it for God? You know what I mean? So, like, in your opinion, what is the most common, mistake or the common bad thing that people do on stage?
I think it's only something that I came to notice when I moved to Windhoek. When they're just doing the mic checks or whatever, the testing if the mic is on. It really, I don't know, maybe it's because I grew up in a small town, so maybe like our church is small, we don't use mics, we just sing. So here it's very distracting. I found it very distracting. It took me like years to really come to terms or peace with it. I don't think dressing, hair is necessarily a problem. It's all about the spirit. I was in the youth choir, and I remember when I joined, it was always, you guys have to show up for practice. We're dressing this way when we are going to be in front of the church. Make sure you pray. And as long as you went there with the right spirit, everything would go according to plan. If you were not in, one accord, if we're not
you would see it, you would feel it. Yeah, hit it. You would see it, you would feel it. So dressing is always going to be a complex issue. Hair is always going to be a complex issue. But the prayer thing that you had mentioned, if we are not praying as a group, if we are not really seeking, checking deep down before we go step in front of these people to allegedly preach with song, then that's where the problem is. Yeah.
She mentioned preaching in song. Mrs. Gibbs, coming to you now. Smooth operator. In terms of preaching in music, there's always a misconception, There's always a, I don't know how to explain this. It's a very sensitive thing. I'm trying to avoid it properly.
No, say it with your chest.
I'm trying to avoid it properly. There are some songwriters in SDA Church that you listen to a song that they've written for the group, and the melody sounds a little bit too familiar, It sounds like a Justin Timberlake song from somewhere. The melody is exactly the same, and then you start to wonder, okay, is it okay for songwriters, to take maybe a melody, a harmony, or a little something from a secular song and bring it into acapella, or in our church basically, in terms of singing, to give it, I think, another layer on that question.
Okay.
People will defend that and say, hey, I'm taking it from the secular world and I'm making it holy. After taking it from a secular song. So what do you think about that whole concept?
You know what, I'm loving the question. Yeah. So, if it has that secular beat or familiar thing, to a certain secular music, then clearly it's not from God. One thing that I'd like to say that you had already mentioned is the fact that singing, a cappella, is not just singing. It's also preaching.
We should be very careful, because the same way a preacher that goes up on a pulpit has to pray, other people even fast, for a whole week for that one sermon, for that 30 minutes or 45 minutes of a sermon. Should be the same with the a cappella singers. Like, you cannot just stand in front of people and just sing just because you want to sing. Did you meditate? Did you, what did you do? I just want to give this quick example. With the choir that I sing with Young Disciples, we usually, when there's an event, we are told, this week, do not go, okay, let me use the most common example. Do not go and fornicate. Avoid the flesh.
That one is a beat.
Avoid the flesh, because you're going in front of people, you're preaching to people. So, back to the question. So sorry. So back to the question. So, I feel like songwriters should also do the same. Engage with God. Because if you're just going to write because I can write songs, then you are writing your own song without consulting God, and you want that same song that you wrote without involving God to praise God. It doesn't make sense. So consult God. He will give you the right lyrics. He will give you the right melody. So if it sounds the same as something that's from the world, then it's definitely not from Christ.
Okay, so my last question is going to the main guy, Dr. S dash.
Yeah.
It's in context of her response. So after asking this question, you can take off.
Sure.
So
I asked her the question in terms of, taking a circular note or harmony and bringing it into the gospel scene in terms of SDA acapella.
Yeah.
So now we are in an area onto which acapella that we listen to here in Africa specifically. Most of the songs are in vernacular.
Yeah.
She mentioned that when we listen to these songs or when you write the song, they are preaching.
Yeah.
So you really have to be very considerate in what melody you use, where you take it from, and you have to consult God, etc., etc., etc.
Yes.
But now, when we listen to vernacular songs, we don't understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
How do we know we're being preached to? That guy could be telling us, something, or the group could be telling us something that is not even godly. But because it's vernacular, we're just listening to the harmony. And we know the songs that we listen to, we don't know the meaning.
Yeah.
So, can you defend that in that regard?
Ooh. Okay, I think the easiest way to go about it is there's a reason why every time a group comes up front and sings a different vernacular that we don't understand, we ask for a translation. We don't want to be harmonizing with you here, not knowing what we're harmonizing to. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot, the world we live in, Satan is very, very smart in how he does his things. It's an invited group today, tomorrow they're singing in a Setswana or something. As we don't get anything, we are going home. Mama Benz is crying because she was moved by what? The beatboxing. Exactly. The beatboxing. Come on, man. Let's not do that. So, it's very important. Give us an introduction. If you can even give us a history as to what caused you to write that song. Was it a melody inspired in your dreams to the point where the lyrics were written and composed by your members? Tell us something. And of course, the meaning behind it. The good thing that we mentioned here, actually, when Mama Benz mentioned preaching, basically, through music, is that the more we take verses and we transform them and set them up into the music that we sing in church, it's better, honestly, because we do not know where inspiration is coming from. Sorry to say this, but we have even South African amapiano right now talking about God come through for me because I'm going through A, B, C, and D. If that's your cup of tea, it's your thing, but I would like to know where the message is coming from. That's the first thing. Secondly, of course, we already mentioned all of this, acapella, the type of music and all that. But in essence, tell us what it means. And it's obviously gonna be much easier to connect with you, the singer, connect with God, and just enjoy it as a whole. Right. This is unfortunately the end of the very first AccaPod episode, and I'd like my co-host to just basically take us through the socials.
Ultimately, we have different platforms that we're on, but I'd like to encourage you guys to subscribe, follow, tweet, everything, all the above in terms of social media. We'd really appreciate it. This is me, Patrick, the hype man, signing out.
And this is Teko, the branding of the podcast, signing out.
And this is Mama Benz, the people's person, signing out.
This is your girl Cavs, the smooth operator, signing out.
This is Esdras Milundu, the captain of the ship, signing out.